thank you. Let's see if I get... Okay. Next song is The Little Brown Jug. Anybody know that one? Any Glenn Miller fans out here? Glenn Miller made the most, there's a couple back there. He made the most famous recording of this, but it goes, again, it goes way back to 1869, my heavens, by Joseph Winnell. And it was originally a drinking song and used by all of the bootleg liquor people making with their stills down in Kentucky, and they had their little brown jug, and that's where it came from. And then it was kind of in a folk, used as a folk tune, and had lots of different versions. Then finally, Glenn Miller put his swing arrangement with it in 1939, and from then on it has been very famous. So this is our version of Little Brown Jug. You'll know all these next tunes. It's called American Minstrel, and it's a tribute to Stephen Foster. Okay, now here's, I think the next one is When Johnny Was Marching Home. Again, the tune's so familiar. It has had a long, long history, clear back to 1883. And it was written by Slight interruption. I'm going to read this right now. The Sandwich Boy Scout Troop 45, right here, are serving hot dogs, chips, popcorn, snow cones, water, and pop right over there. Tomorrow is Flag Day. The VFW will have a flag retirement at 11 a.m. Everyone is welcome to join. Okay, where was I? Okay, When Johnny Was Marching Home, written in 1883. The guy's real name was Louis Lambert, but he went by the name of Patrick Gilmore, and that's what you generally see when you see it written by. It was used in 13 movies, and I don't know what all different ways. It had an Englishmen had their own lyrics to it, and the Irish especially had very, very poignant lyrics called Johnny, I Hardly Knew Ye. In my last life when I was a choral director, we used to sing that version, and it was really very, very touching. So here it is, When Johnny Was Marching Home. Okay, now we're in kind of a patriotic mood here, and we have maybe the best patriotic song that we have in America, and that is America the Beautiful. And many of you know a little bit about it, but I'll tell you anyway. It was written in 1882 by Samuel A. Ward, but he didn't call it America the Beautiful, he called it Mother Dear Jerusalem. Mother Dear Jerusalem. Doesn't quite have the same feel, does it? And then along came Catherine Lee Bates, who was an English teacher from England, and she was over here to give a lecture at Colorado College. So she took a train all the way across the Great Plains, ending up in Colorado, and saw everything that we know about this country all the way across it. And so she then went up Pikes Peak, and she was so inspired that she wrote the poem as we know it. And that was in, let's see here, 1930, no, that's not right either. I don't know when it was. Oh yes, okay, yes. It happened, I was going to say she was 36 years old when she took that trip, so that's when it was. 1936, she wrote the words, and okay, and then the poem and the tune were combined in 1910. So since 1910, we've had America the Beautiful. I'm for sure glad we have it. Okay, we're going to inaugurate a new institution starting tonight, and it's called Who Would Like to Lead the Band? And therefore, anybody that would like to become a band director, take my job any day you like. This is your chance. What? We can use more than one. So how about a couple more volunteers to help out on this?
We can't go in the coach. Nope. We're getting ready to blow water.
Lita, you want to try it?
Sure, I'll do it.
Okay, you be third. Now I guarantee you, ladies cannot go wrong on this piece. Because no matter what you do, the band will not stop. Okay. If you want them to stop, you'll have to stop them. Okay, you want to start, lady? What's your name? Amanda. Okay. This is Amanda, and then comes Joe. Joe? Joe. J-O. J-O. Joe. And then this other one, I know this one. This is Anita. Song lasts about 2.5 minutes. I think we had a couple ringers in there, don't you think? Joe was fantastic. Wow, Anita wasn't too bad either. Okay. And we can't forget Amanda. Let's hear it for Amanda. All right. Okay, now this is another thing that we always did here these last several years, but I don't see any really, well, I don't know, maybe I see a kid, hold on. Young man in the black, I need you. I need you.
Young man in the black.
Any cash, man in black.
How to be a ninja. This is a ninja. What's your name? Josh. Those that have been here before, this is where I demonstrate how to play the trombone, and we always do somebody to help us do that. And you know, the trombone is the only instrument that can, what we call a gliss or a smear, where you can run it up and down just kind of indiscriminately. You've heard some of those already. And so what you're going to do is very, very easy. All the kids have done this. You're going to play a note. You're going to take the slide and you go whoop, whoop, and you right back up.
Nobody can hear you, son.
That's all right. We're just asking Josh to run the slide back and back and forth so that you can tell what a gliss is.
Yes, that's it.
Now, what we have here, I'm going to get in the shade so I can see you all a little bit. You may notice that one of our players here is a little bit smaller than the rest, and that's because this is Jack Kofer, and we have a really it'll never happen again. We have now 3 generations of Kofers playing in this band. Jack's grandfather is playing the tuba, and Jack's father is playing the baritone horn, and as you can see, Jack is going to play the trombone. And what really gets me is the fact that Jack has only been playing the trombone for 6 months, and I can't think of another 12-year-old that could play this piece after having played the horn for 6 months. But he started lessons with me about Christmas time, and he has done so well, never had to repeat a lesson, just bing, bing, bing. And I had this on the stand when we had a lesson. I thought, you know, I think he could play this thing, even though he hadn't had some of the rhythms yet. And so sure enough, he's gonna play it tonight. So this is not John Kofer 1, not John Kofer 2, but we call him Jack. Another one needs no introduction. Yankee Doodle Boy, George M. Cohan.